In 1909, in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, a bank treasurer named Merkel Landis did something quiet that would spread across the whole country. He let working families set aside a few cents a week, locked away until the holidays. No interest worth bragging about. No big returns. Just a simple way to make sure the money was there when December came. They called it the Christmas Club. For decades it was everywhere. Then it vanished from memory. This is the saving trick the banks were happy to let you forget. Here is the world it was born into. Most working people back then did not trust banks with their dreams. They kept cash in coffee cans and dresser drawers. The trouble was, that money never stayed put. A leaky roof, a sick kid, a slow week at the mill, and the holiday cash was gone by October. People did not need a lecture about willpower. They needed a way to put money somewhere their own hands could not reach. That is the problem the Christmas Club was built to solve. The mechanism was almost insultingly simple. You signed up at the bank. You promised to drop in a small fixed amount on a set schedule, usually every single week. The bank held it. You could not just walk in and pull it out on a whim. Then, right before the holidays, they handed you the whole sum in one lump. That first club in Carlisle started with about 350 members. They each saved roughly $28 across the year. Small money, but it was money that actually showed up. Now look at how small the buy-in really was. Classic plans let you start at 25 cents a week. A quarter. The price of almost nothing, even back then. A lot of clubs used a step-up plan. You added a penny or a nickel more each week, so the habit grew without you feeling the squeeze. Nobody had to be rich. Nobody had to be disciplined like a monk. The plan did the discipline for you. That was the whole trick, hiding in plain sight on Main Street. Let me be honest about something, because the banks never advertised it loud. These accounts paid you almost nothing in interest. Sometimes literally nothing. If you came to a Christmas club looking to grow your money, you came to the wrong window. The payoff was never the interest. The payoff was that the money was hard to touch. It sat there, locked, doing the one job your coffee can could not do. It survived until December. For a working family, that was worth more than any interest rate ever painted on the lobby wall. Decades later, fancy economists gave this a fancy name. They called it a commitment device. A choice you make once, on purpose, so your future self cannot weasel out of it. They wrote papers. They ran studies. They proved that people save far more when the money moves automatically, and pulling it out early stings a little. Your great-grandmother did not read those papers. She just walked down to the bank with a quarter and signed up. The professors were late to a party that working America had been throwing since 1909, and it caught fire. By the 1920s, the Christmas Club was not some local oddity in Pennsylvania. It was a national habit. Thousands of banks across the country offered it. Millions of ordinary Americans signed up, year after year. Every fall, banks paid out tens of millions of dollars, right into the pockets of regular families. This was not a product for the wealthy. This was bill money and gift money for the people who kept the country running. It was the people's savings plan, built one quarter at a time, and almost nobody talks about it now. It was not all warm and tidy. When the Great Depression hit, banks failed by the hundreds. And when a bank went down, the Christmas Club money pooled inside it could go down with it. Families who had saved a quarter at a time, all year, watched their holiday fund disappear with the bank doors. That is part of why this little program is stitched so tightly to that hard decade in our memory. It is a real caveat. Saving is smart, but where you park it has always mattered. So what killed it? Not one thing, but one thing led the charge. The credit card. Starting in the 1960s and 1970s, plastic spread into ordinary wallets. Suddenly, you did not have to save up all year for the holidays. You could just borrow it in December and worry about it later. The Christmas Club asked you to wait and to plan. The credit card asked you for nothing up front. For a tired, busy country, the easy path won. The saving habit got quietly pushed off the counter. Think about what that swap really did to the math. The Christmas Club had you pay yourself first, a little at a time, and arrive in December owing nobody. The credit card flipped it. Now you arrive in December, spend money you do not have yet, and pay it back with interest stacked on top. Same holiday. Same gifts under the tree. But one path ends with cash in your hand, and the other ends with a bill that follows you into spring. The banks knew exactly which one paid them more. But here is the part nobody tells you. The Christmas Club never actually died. Walk into a lot of credit unions today, and you will still find a Christmas club or a holiday savings account sitting right there on the menu. Same idea, just modernized. You set up an automatic transfer of a small fixed amount. The money moves on its own. It locks until the fall. Then it pays out, right when you need it. The wrapper changed. The engine inside it is the exact same one from 1909. And you do not need a bank to hand it to you. You can build your own Christmas club tonight at your own kitchen table. Open a separate savings account, away from your checking. Set an automatic transfer of a small fixed amount every week. Then make one rule. You do not touch it until your set date. That is it. You just rebuilt a 100-year-old money strategy with 3 steps and 0 permission from anybody. No app required. No course to buy. No permission slip from anybody on Wall Street. Let me put real numbers on the table, the way Dean always does. These are examples, not promises. Park $20 a week and let it ride for 50 weeks. That is $1,000 sitting there before a penny of interest. Cannot swing 20. Fine. $10 a week for 50 weeks still leaves you $500 in the fall. The return is not the point. The habit is the point. A small fixed number, repeated, while you barely notice, turns into real money you did not have to chase. Now let me keep it straight with you, because I am not here to sell you a dream. A Christmas club is not a side hustle that makes you money. It does not earn a thing. What it does is catch money you already earned before it slips through your fingers. That is a different kind of win, but it is a real one. It will not get rich quick. It will not pay big interest. It is a discipline tool, plain and honest, and discipline has quietly beaten Flash for over 100 years. Funny thing about forgotten money tricks. They rarely fail because they stopped working. They get buried because something easier and more profitable for somebody else came along and took their place. The Christmas Club did its job for working families for over a century. The quarter still adds up. The locked door still keeps your hands off the money. We did not outgrow this idea. We just got talked out of it by people who made more money when we borrowed instead of saved. The math never changed. The dirt never changed. We just stopped getting our hands in it. So here's what I want you to do. Look at your spare cash this week, even if it is just a few dollars, and aim it at a locked account with a date on it. Build your own Christmas club and let it work while you forget about it. If you like digging up the money tricks regular folks used before the system got complicated, hit that subscribe button, because the next one might change how you think about your own paycheck. Old hustle, new money. I will see you in the next one.